The Zika virus is a single-stranded RNA arbovirus or virus transmitted by arthropods. It was discovered in 1947 in a monkey in the Zika forest near Uganda when scientists were researching yellow fever. In 1948, the virus was also found in the mosquito Aedes africanus in the same forest. It wasn't until 1952 that the virus was detected in a human by neutralizing antibodies to Zika virus in a sera of individuals from Uganda and the United Republic of Tanzania. Although the virus was found in humans, there was still no evidence that the Zika virus caused disease by isolation and re-isolation until a researcher from Uganda got sick from strains of the virus in 1964. In 1969, the virus was found in mosquitoes in Asia, including India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan. With only 14 cases reported, human disease caused by the Zika virus was rare and unusual until 2007. In 2007, the virus became epidemic, spreading from Africa and Asia to Yap Island, federal states of Micronesia. About 73% of the population in Yap Island became infected with the virus. In 2008, a Senegal scientist infected his wife with Zika virus by sexual intercourse. This was the first case which showed that Zika virus could be sexually transmitted. In 2012, it was discovered that two strains of the virus existed, Asian and African. In 2014, the Zika virus was found in babies from mothers infected with the virus. The virus appeared to be transmitted by transplantal transmission and during delivery. The first case of intrauterine transmission is found in two pregnant women in Brazil in 2016. Both of the fetuses were diagnosed with microcephaly and brain abnormalities. Zika virus can cause mild symptoms or not at all. According to the Pan American Health Organization, only 1 in 4 people infected with Zika virus develop symptoms. Some of the most common symptoms of the virus include fever, headache, muscle pain, rash, and pink eye. These symptoms can last for a few days to a week. Since the symptoms are very mild, they rarely lead to doctor visits. People infected with the virus rarely die. The CDC recommends infected individuals to rest, increase fluid intake, and to take pain medications. To prevent Zika virus, it is recommended to avoid contact with mosquitoes. This can be done by using insect repellent, wearing long sleeve shirts, and using window screens.
Structurally, the Zika virus is a positive sense single-stranded ssRNA virus in the flavivirus genus. After uncoding, single-stranded RNA viruses with a positive strand genome are able to synthesize proteins directly from their positive strand, which makes the process quicker and simpler as opposed to negative sense RNA strands. Using the positive strand as a template, they transcribe negative strands to produce additional positive strands to serve as mRNA and can be incorporated into capsid proteins. Once the structural and replication proteins are synthesized, replication takes place in the cytoplasm, providing new ssRNA genomes. New viruses are then assembled and transported to the Golgi apparatus, where virions mature and the replication process is complete. Virions are then released by exocytosis. Completed virions are enveloped, spherical, and about 50 nanometers in diameter. The surface proteins are icosahedral shaped. The total incubationary period is estimated to be 3 to 14 days, and the duration of viremia is estimated to be approximately 11 days. Although most viruses don't invade the nervous system or the developing fetus due to blood, brain, and placental barriers, but the association with improper brain development in fetuses suggests Zika does. It is not yet clear how Zika gains access to these cells and infects them, but are currently under intense investigation. Dr. Rossman, Purdue University's Hanley Distinguished Professor of Biological Sciences, found that the structure of Zika virus is very similar to other flaviviruses, with an RNA genome surrounded by a fatty acid membrane inside an icosahedral protein shell. The strong similarity with other flaviviruses gives a good blueprint with which to develop a vaccine. The glycosylation site where Zika virus differs from other flaviviruses protrudes from the surface of the virus. A carbohydrate molecule consisting of various sugars is attached to the viral protein surface at this site. In many other viruses, it has been shown that as the virus projects this glycosylation site outward, the attachment molecule on the surface of a human cell recognizes the sugars and binds to them. Dr. Rossman compares this virus like a menacing stranger luring an unsuspecting victim with the offer of sweet candy. The human cell gladly reaches out for the treat and then is caught by the virus, which, once attached, may initiate infection of that cell. The glycosylation site and surrounding residues on Zika virus may also be involved in attachment to human cells, and the differences in the amino acids between different flaviviruses could signify differences in the kinds of molecules to which the virus can attach in different human cells it can affect. Rossman claims that if this site functions as it does in dengue and is involved in attachment to human cells, it could be a good spot to target an antiviral compound. If this is the case, he claims, perhaps an inhibitor could be designed to block this function and keep the virus from attaching to and infecting human cells.
The Zika virus has been all over many news headlines for quite some time now. Although the virus can infect anyone, it has been a top concern for pregnant women or women who are trying to conceive. The main reasons for these concerns are the birth defects that babies can acquire if the mother contracts the virus while she is pregnant. It is important for women who have traveled or plan on traveling to be aware of these locations, because even though the virus is not an airborne infection, the chances of getting the virus are heightened in these areas. This is the most current world map of documented infections of the virus. Zika has been around for many years, but recent cases surfaced just over a year ago in South America and has continued to spread to around 36 other countries. There have even been cases here in the United States. Around 5,182 Zika virus disease cases have been reported here in the U.S. alone. Many people who are infected will show no symptoms, and if they do, they are very mild. A blood or urine test can confirm whether or not a person has the virus. Right now, there is no specific medication or treatment for Zika, but it is important to get tested to prevent spreading it to other people, especially pregnant women. Just like any other virus, there is a source of an outbreak. Mosquitoes are the primary cause of an outbreak of Zika virus. However, there are other ways to become infected. The virus can be transmitted when a person has been bitten by an infected mosquito. The virus can also be transferred through unprotected intercourse when someone is infected, as well as any blood transfusions. The major cause of concern for pregnant women who contract the virus are serious birth defects that a baby can be given when born. The virus can spread from the mother to the fetus while she is pregnant, causing many problems for the fetus. The main birth defect is known as microcephaly, which is when the baby's head is smaller than those of the same age. This picture shows the differences in head and brain development in babies born with this defect. The first picture showing no defect, while the second picture illustrates a baby with the defect, and the third showing an extremely severe case. Not only does microcephaly affect the size of a baby's head, it can also have other negative effects. It can cause seizures, low motor skills, and many other neurological deficiencies. Research is still being conducted to determine whether or not a woman can become infected with the virus while she is not pregnant and later on transferring it to a baby. As of now, that is not an issue. Just like any other virus, research is constantly finding new information, and it is important to stay up to date on the facts to help reduce the risk of spreading the disease.